Okay. Maseches Bove Kame Daf Lamed Amud Aleph. Today's official page is Lamed Amud Beis. Good morning. But we are still in Lamed Amud Aleph. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Says the Gemara Daf Lamed Amud Aleph. I'm sorry for the people online. We don't have the share screen because we don't have Zoom today. Lamed Amud Aleph, Heilige Mishnah. Before the Mishnah, I'm sorry, we're before the Mishnah actually. Tonu Abonon, Chasidim Arishonim. A few lines before the Mishnah, it says Chasidim Arishonim. Yeah, we spoke last week in the previous part of the Amud about how one should manage his kelim, his nezikin. You want to hide your nezek, what are you supposed to do? The Chasidim Arishonim, these are the very pious people, the big tzaddikim of the olden days, big tzaddikim, Yeridas Adoros, so the old Chasidim of the olden times, quoted by the Brisa. These are very holy people. How would they manage their dangerous, hazardous waste? They would hide their thorns, and their zchuchit, their pieces of glass, broken glasses, inside their fields, not in anybody else's field, like we saw the other guy, in someone else's wall. They would hide it in their own fields. 3 tefachim deep. They'll be mamik, they would dig deep 3 tefachim down below, so it shouldn't stop the plow from going, from plowing. 3 tefachim is the size of the machresha, the depth of the machresha. In other words, they would hide it very, very well. My question is, and I didn't see anything in the Meforshim, maybe didn't look hard enough, why is it Chasidim Arishonim? Why is it such a big darga to hide your waste properly? Why is it Chasidim Arishonim? So I think the idea is they could have hidden it not 3 tefachim down because it's their own field. I could say in my own house I can do whatever I want, right? It's their own field. Maybe I can do it 1 or 2 tefachim deep, and it's my problem if my machresha, if my plow doesn't work. That's my problem. Maybe the Chasidim Arishonim, they were so concerned because they said, even if I sell my field to a different person, if I sell my field to a different person, what's going to be? Maybe his machresha will bump into it and it'll be damaged. Maybe that's it. That's Chasidus. That's way and beyond. Chasid means somebody who does way and beyond the minimum necessary. Maybe that's the story over here. The Chasidim Arishonim, they would know, I am thinking ahead of other people that would inherit or would buy the fields from me, so I want to make it safe for everybody. That's my own little small idea for the beginning of the week. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's Chasidim Rishonim. I didn't see anything in the immediate Meforshim, but maybe there is. Of Sheshes, now the Gemara wants to bring other stories about big rabbis of the Amoraim from the Talmud. How would they manage their waste? Of Sheshes Shadilu Benura, or of Sheshes would actually burn it. And that's what it says in Halacha. You have something dangerous. I wouldn't recommend that about broken glasses, but if you have something dangerous, you just burn it completely. Don't hide it and don't do half a job. Burn it. Rove shadilu b'diglas. Rove would throw it in Diglas. That's a river called Diglas. That's Chidekel. Chidekel is Tigris in English. One of the 2 rivers, the big rivers. What? Tigris. Okay. Not the animal. Okay. Not the one. Not the cat. Tigris, thank you. So you throw it in Tigris, by the way, it's called Chidekel in Hebrew, and in the Tanakh and in the Torah it's called Chidekel, but that's besides the point. Why is it called Chidekel? It says in Rashi, Chidekel Chad Kal. Its water are Chad and Kal. Its water is sharp and light. It's very like fast running river with good water that are Chad Kal, Chidekel. That's the Hebrew name, the Lashon HaKodesh name. So you would throw it down the river. I guess at the riverbed, nobody would get there. It would be very deep. Nobody would get that deep. Except for maybe some treifa fish. Nobody would get hurt. Rabbi Yehuda, Musar time, some Musar time. Even though we're finished with Musar Seder. Rabbi Yehuda, Hai man debayl maybe chasida. One who wants to be a chassid, not necessarily to wear shtreimel and a bekisher. That's another way. Also, he wants to become way more than better. Rosh Hashanah coming. He wants to really work on himself. He wants to get somewhere. Where should he start? Where should you start when you want to correct yourself and become the best you can? Till today, I remember a very nice idea that Rav Rabbanitz was saying here. He said that before the person starts his Elul Avodah, he should first should try and envision himself, what's my goal? Where do I want to get? Before correcting this and correcting that, have a master plan. I want to get to a certain point next year, at the end of my life, I want to get to a certain point in Ruchnis and Gashmis. How far? How high do I want to aspire? So then you compare the best of you to where you are now, and then you slowly start working. So where should we start working? Rabbi Yehuda, maybe Chasida. Where should he start? Lekai mili nezikin. He should be mekayim, should be careful to fulfill and do the right way. Anything to do with nezikin, don't harm your friend financially. Anything to do with chosh and mishpat, that you should not do. Rava Omar, Mili de Ovois. Rava says Mili de Ovois. Mili de Ovois are the words written in Pirkei Ovois. All these beautiful Musa ideas, your own internal avodah, becoming a better person, like it says in Pirkei Ovois, not necessarily regarding, of course it includes other people as well, but it's more internal avodah. V'amila mili de brochos, and others say brochos. Brochos, a lot of people say nowadays too. The most important thing to get strong, to get more chazak, to be better at, is brochos. Be careful the way you say brochos. Don't throw a brocha out of your mouth. Have kavono. You should know what's the right, correct way to make a bracha on each food. What's the correct bracha? Should you make bracha again? Not make bracha again. A lot of halachas, and we come across it every day. I started drinking here, then I drink over there. I ate something, then my wife brought me something similar. A lot of details there. So we have to know mila de brachas, because that's what connects us to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Maharsha says here at the end of the Gemara, the Maharsha says that these are really the three cycles or three circles, I would say, that a person goes through. You have three different realms which you are connected to. There's Ben Adam LaChaveroi, that's Nezikin. There is Ben Adam LaAtzmoi, a person becoming internally a better person. And there is Ben Adam LaMakom, which is Wochis. So really you should work on all three. The question is, where should you start? Which one should you emphasize to become a chosid, become a better person? So these are the three nekudas. Torah, avodah, and gmilus chasodim. Right? Torah is me and myself. Avodah is me and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Gmilus chasodim is me and my friend and I. Okay? Where should you start? Which part of the string should you start pulling first when you want to get to a level of chasidus? Mishnah. Question and then Mishnah. Is there a way to pause here?
This is in connection with burying, throwing it in the river and putting in the fire.
Says the Holy Mishnah. Hamoitzi estivnoi v'kashe l'shus harabim l'zvolim. The Mishnah and the entire shiur today till the end are going to be discussing the person who leaves his garbage in the street on purpose, and surprise, surprise, it's not always forbidden to do that. I used the wrong word already, I'm sorry. I don't want to start on left foot. Zevel in modern Hebrew is garbage, and sometimes in Aramaic, in Old Hebrew too. But zevel many times means the manure, or anything you want to fertilize your field with. That zevel, fertilizer. That zevel is worth a lot of money. Okay, just bear that in mind. And today we're also going to talk about the point Ellen asked last week. That's the other point we'll discuss today, Mitzvah Hashem. What happens if a person did the wrong thing? Do we then confiscate his item? Let's say somebody has an illegal apple tree that disturbs everyone, and everyone bumps into the apples, even though the trunk is in his field, in his yard, but the overhang disturbs everyone. Can actually take the apples for themselves and say, listen, you're disturbing everyone, maybe that's confiscated and other people can take it. That exact question is not going to be discussed, but something similar. So let's go. It says the Mishnah, a person took out his teven v'kash, his hay and straw. He took out his straw, left it in the street, le zevolim. In other words, he wants people to walk on it, and he wants actually that it should decompose, not decompose completely. He wanted to decay a bit. Once the straw decays and people walk all over it, then it's all very good for him, because you know why? It's going to be good for the field. It becomes a good fertilizer. Apparently, the hay and the straw, once they've been already shtickel, decomposed and decay and rotten, then it's good for him for the field. So he wants this to be in the street. People should walk all over it. Very nice. He's a big onov. He says you can walk all over me. Well, maybe not me. You can walk all over my straw. Okay, very nice. Okay, well, so it's not so nice because somebody else actually slipped on his teven, on his kashva teven. Then he's chayev ben izkoi. Chayev ben izkoi. You left your straw in the street in order to decompose. You want other people's walking all over it to do you the good service, but then someone glitched on it. Boom. Then what we say? You chayev in the nezek. Don't ask me what's the chiddush. We're going to see it. Unbelievable chiddush soon. And whoever wants to actually get that teven, whoever's gonna get the teven off the street and be koinem, it's free for all. Yeah, first come, first served. Whoever wants to actually get the teven to his own possession, yeah, take possession of it, is welcome to do so. In other words, it sounds like based in our mafkir, that person's teven / becoming zevel, in the process of becoming zevel, it sounds like you're doing something illegal, something also. People slip all over it and you have to pay them. And if anybody actually got it and he says, okay, I'm taking this home, b'vakasha, it's okay. That's one way of reading the Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda says, whoever's mekalkin in Reshus Rabim, whoever causes some kind of disturbance, any kind of takolo in Reshus Rabim, any thing you trip on or you disturb or you destroy Reshus Rabim, ve'eziku, and then as a result of that there was nezek, there was damage, chayovin l'shalem, they have to pay. They have to pay. You may ask, what's the chiddush? We'll see soon what's the chiddush. And whoever got them first, got them. Yeah, whoever grabs. It's up for grabs. That's what I would call that in English. Yeah, it's up for grabs. In other words, whoever wants can actually take hold of it. You may ask, what's the chiddush? So Rashi already says in the Mishnah, Rashi says, the Shbag says that there's a higher level of knas, which means, as we're going to see in the Gemara, Tanakama already said, whoever wants to grab can grab. That's a knas. That's like a fine. Yeah, you placed some kind of takolo in Reshus Rabim. Other people may take possession, can take hold of it. Says Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, the level of knas is even worse. But Rashbag, by repeating more or less Tanakama's words, he's saying, I agree with Tanakama, and even more. In other words, I say that the level of knas is even higher. What do you mean the level of knas is even higher? Explains Rashi. According to Tanakama, it's only the shvach, which means, let's say my raw straw was worth 10 shekels. Now the fertilized straw, the straw that's more garbagey and therefore better, this is very good. It's like whatever is worse becomes better. Now the straw that's been already half decayed, decomposed, is better from a field, from a new tomato field. So that is worth, instead of 10, it's worth now 50. So the question is, did they say you can take the entire 50? I want to grab it now. Can I take the whole thing? Or do I only take the shvach? Do I only take the shvach is the improvement, the 40? It was 10, now it's worth 50. The gain, the extra, I can only take 40. In other words, I'll take the cash home, and I'll have to give him 10 shekels cash. In other words, is it only the shvach? You're mechutzef. You're trying to create shvach, you're trying to improve and actually make it better instead of devaluate. You want to, inflate the level of it, the worth of it. You're trying to make it worth more on the expense of others. That revach, that gain you made, we can't send you. That extra 40 you made in the street by people walking will take away from you. Rashbag says even more. The entire 50 will take from you. Even the keren, even the principal that you started with, even that will take. So your good neighbor or bad neighbor, Levi, and you are Reuven, he'll take the entire piece of not straw, of improved straw, which is now zevel. He'll take it to his field and you'll say nothing. In other words, the level of knas is both guf and shevach, the body, the original value, and the extra value. That's what Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says, and we'll see more in the Gemara. No questions right now. The third case is, or second actually, ha'hoifech es hagalal. Remember, we saw it last week. We saw it in the previous Amud. Hoifech es hagalal. A person turns over the galal. Galal is just a piece of what the dogs do. Yeah, in some places. Yeah, such in this neighborhood sometimes. Yeah, you have a dog's POOP. Yeah, you have a galal in the street that can also be good fertilizer, but the galal is not improving. The galal is not the kind that becomes more zevel. The kash and teven, they become better and better as they get worse and worse. The galal is worth as much as it's worth before or after. He just placed it in the street because he doesn't have koich to clean after his dog, yeah? I came with my nice white Corona gloves. I picked up the galal, remember? I didn't pick it up more than 3 tfochim, right? I picked it less than 3 tfochim and placed it back, b'shus harabim, v'huzak bahen acher. Another person, after I lifted up and I picked it up and I put it back down, another person was nuzak, chayev ben izkoi. Why is it chayev ben izkoi? Either because we say that it was kinyan, remember? Either there was kinyan, it's less than 3 tfachim, and I acquired it. I picked it up and I said, that's mine, that's my galal, that would be perfect for my fertilizer for my field, that's the perfect galal for me. And then I put it back down, it's mine. Mimel of the chiyuv is connected to me, remember we said that? Or if I picked it up more than 3 tfachim away. If I picked it, that's very good chazor from the previous year. If I picked it up more than 3 tfachim above and then put it back down, it's a whole new pe'ula. Once it's 3 tfachim away, that cancels out and finishes the entire, not recording, the entire being of the galal, the first place, is annulled. So Reuven, the original placer, let's put him this way, is out of the story. I took it out of the 3 tfachim, it's out of the radar, out of the story. Then I put it back down. Oh, now it's a whole new pe'ula. Now it's connected to me, alleged to me, and I'm connected, not the other guy. Or, if it's within 3 tfachim, then how do I disconnect it from the previous person and only I am chayiv? I'm the second guy. If I acquired it, if I was koine, then it's mine. Mimela I'm chayiv. Yeah, these were the 2 ways we spoke about, and that's good chazara. That's what it says in the Mishnah. Quick questions or no questions? Gemara. Yeah, it says the Gemara. Lema mesnisin de Rabbi Yehuda. Let's assume that our Mishnah does not follow Rabbi Yehuda. Which Rabbi Yehuda? What Rabbi Yehuda? We're going to see right away. The Tanya, says the Bryce. Rabbi Yehuda oimer, b'shas etzos volim. There's a certain period in the year, in the agricultural year, I guess when they're about to plow the fields, yeah? And it's normal for everyone to take out the zevel, to take out the dung to the street. A person is allowed to take out the zevel to shus harabim, and he's allowed to take the zevel, leave it there for 30 days. That's accepted and okay. So it should be basically treaded upon. Yeah, it should be like, nicely treaded upon and become more mushy and more whatever under the feet of the human beings and animals. Why is that okay? Why is that accepted? Because it's accepted by who? By the Pentagon. That's one of the 10 conditions that Yehushua basically gave Bnei Yisrael, bequeathed the land to Bnei Yisrael. There were 10 conditions when Yehushua brought them, and other 10 conditions when Ezra brought them. Most of these conditions have to do, not all of them, with like Ben Adam Lechavero, how to demarcate the fields. One of the conditions Yehushua made is basically like an environmental law. I would call it now, don't be upset with me, comparing to the Gemara's other examples later on in the Gemara, this is like secular law. It's done by Yehushua, the holiest, but it's a technical b'chosh and mishpat law. It's nothing to do with mitzvahs. It's a law of ben adam l'chaver, lahavdik chok ironi. Chok ironi, like a city law, environmental law of the city. Yeah, that is okay to take out the garbage, and therefore, because you want people to walk all over it, and that's okay. Sounds like our Mishnah is not Rabbi Yehuda. Why? Because what did our Mishnah say? That if you left out the kash, the straw, and people did trample over it, then you have to pay. And here Rabbi Yehuda says, no, that you're allowed to do it. If you're allowed to do it, must be, then you don't have to pay if anything happened, right? We assume now that if you did something wrong, you have to pay for it. If you did something right, like Rabbi Yehuda, that it's okay and it's done by Yehushua, then you don't have to pay for it. So the Mishnah and Rabbi Yehuda are at odds with each other. Rabbi Yehuda seems to be not with the Mishnah.
Time frame, isn't it? We're talking about here.
Well, what do you mean? What's up?
At some point of the year it's allowed, at some point of the year it's not allowed.
Whoa! 20 points and notes to your wife. Very nice. Wow, that's going to be the final answer of the Gemara after many trials and tribulations. Wow, fair. Whoops. Oh, wow. Wow. Rabbi Peretz said it's because it lives in Lachish 38. So much inspiration in that area. And that's why he said depends what time of year. Wow, you gave it out already. In other words, the Mishnah says, Rabbi Yehuda talks about Bishat Sasod's volume, certain time of year when it's normal to take out the garbage and leave it in the street, not garbage, the zevel, the manure, and leave it in the street. The Mishnah may be talking about the time when you did it in an illegal time, when it's not accepted. That will be not yet. We'll get there later. Okay. Answers the Gemara now with a more with a important concept, which we spoke about a few times before. And I'll give you a small introduction again. Let's say a person goes to a very expensive shop where they have a lot of different china and crystal dishes, vases, whatever, gift shop, a fancy gift shop, and him and his 10 rowdy children come with him. And there's a very nice, friendly Israeli sign there. What does it say, the nice Israeli sign? Shavarta shilamta. No, dear customer. No, thank you. No, sorry. No apology. Shavarto shilomso. That's how you read it, yeah? You break, you pay. Nobody told you not to come with your kids. You can come with your 10 kids. Maybe the guy's a millionaire. They want you as a customer. Yeah, we love you and your 10 crazy kids, but you're allowed to be here. We welcome customers of all ages and all colors and all denominations. But if you break, you pay. So that formula of I did right, therefore I don't pay, or I did wrong, therefore I do pay, that formula is broken. Let the Gemara talk instead of me. Afilu tema Rabbi Yehuda, says the Gemara, no, Rabbi Yehuda and our Mishnah can coexist very nicely. Moida Rabbi Yehuda shim hizik mishalem ashi hizik. Very good. No, Rabbi Yehuda could work very well with our Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda says, listen, of course you're allowed to take out the zevel. You're not a criminal if you took out the zevel and your old neighbor, the 80 years old neighbor screams at everybody, the old hag, she has no right to scream at you if you took out the zevel to the street. But if anybody trampled over it, you have to pay. Shavarta shilamta. Yeah, nobody says you did wrong. You're okay, but at your own risk. So our Mishnah and Rabbi Yehuda can work hand in hand. Our Mishnah talks about what? Our Mishnah is about the fact that you have to pay b'di'evet. Rabbi Yehuda talks about lechatchila. Lechatchila, you're allowed to do it. It's not osur be'etzem, but if somebody trampled in it, then you have to pay. Shavarta shilamta. Be here. You're welcome to my store. You can come with 20 crazy kids, but if you pay, you gotta pay. Well, what's wrong? Why don't you like this?
Over 30 days, Rabbi.
No. We're not now. That's later. The Gemara now does not differentiate between different times in the year. No.
No, just says 30 days.
Even those 30 days, yes. Even within those 30 days, yes. Within those 30 legal days, according to the Gemara now, you're okay to do it. But if anything wrong happens, it's at your own risk. That's part of the cheshbon. Yeah, you can park here until the area guy comes and
You have a right, but it's
you have the right, but not at the expense of others. Yeah.
What you're saying is that when somebody tramples on it, that's
Yeah.
what he wants.
What?
He wants people to trample on it. You're saying
Not to trample and fall. He wants to be able to walk on it, but he doesn't want them to to fall and break their heads. If they do, yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're happy with them walking. It's a good point, Baruch. Yeah. Fact the Gemara, not so simple. Fact the Gemara, now the following question. That's none. We saw that Mishnah, by the way, quoted in many places. We saw it in Shabbos, and we saw it in a few days ago. That's none. I'll give a small introduction, which you all know by now for sure. Remember the story of the camel that's full, overloaded with pishtan? The camel walks down the street with with big bundles of pishtan, flax, on his back. Flax is very flammable. Now, and if the flax was sort of exceeded, right? There was it exceeded the area, and it went into a shop and got burnt. Then we say it's a Balapishtan's fault, right? If, let's say, everything got burnt, or let's say there's a guy, while I was walking with my camel in the street with a lot of pishtan, somebody lit a candle outside in the street, outside his shop in the street, then it's not my fault. I made sure that there's no over what?
overhang.
overhang, in this case, true, overhang pishtan to the side. My pishtan is nicely located in the street, within the confinement of the street, and that guy, illegally, he placed a candle, burning candle, outside the shop in the street. It's illegal to do that. Therefore, then, I don't have to pay if that caused fire. He has to pay. That's basics which we've seen before. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Vatnan, now I'm reading in the Gemara inside, in the second to last line, in the narrow lines. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, B'ner Chanukah potu. Oh, Ner Chanukah, if the person lit his Chanukah candle there, it is now, I don't know, 5:30 in the afternoon, Chanukah time, and you lit the candle there, and it's Ner Chanukah, you're allowed to have your Ner Chanukah. It's even recommended. It's a nice Jewish custom, right? And you have your Ner Chanukah there outside your shop, then the potter, who's potter? If I walk there with my camel, and it basically brushed against the Chanukah candle, caused fire, then it's my fault, not his fault. Why? Mipnei shu birshus. Because he does it with permission. What do you mean? Because he did it with permission. He lit the Chanukah candle with the permission of who? What permission? My love must be Mishum Reshus Beis Din, first wide line. Because of Reshus Beis Din. Beis Din, they say, because there's a mitzvah in the Torah, listen carefully, that's what I meant before, secular law. Because there's a frum law, there's a Torah law, you should have your Chanukah candle outside, right? Mimele Beis Din of environment, of Ben Adom Lechavero, of the Iriyah, they would tell you it's okay to have the candle here. Oh, what? Because you have the candle there, you don't have to pay. Mashma, that if it wouldn't be Reshus Beis Din, if I did it illegally, then I wouldn't have to pay. You want to tell me now that Rabbi Yehuda believes in that formula, which I call Shavarta Shilamta. Rabbi Yehuda believes in formula of do whatever you want at your own risk. Here we see not like that. Here we see that the reason why the person was allowed, doesn't have to pay, is because he followed the Iriyah's rules. He followed the secular rules of now it's okay to have candles. Mashma, one second. Mashma the what? The let's say it was illegal to have my candle there, then I would have to pay, right? So you see that formula doesn't work for Rabbi Yehuda. And again, Rabbi Yehuda is not working nicely with our Mishnah. Yes? What's that? A lot of people are outside. No, that's it. I'm in the middle of the square. I'm saying even outside your house. Many people do that. A lot of people do that, yeah. And says the Gemara, Lo mishum reshus mitzvah. Says the Gemara, no. It's not the secular law, it's a Torah law, which means because the only reason why Rabbi Yehuda would have to say that you have to pay, you don't have to pay, is reshus mitzvah. It's reshus mitzvah. Titania, let's just read the Bryce and then I'll explain. Rabbi Yehuda Omer b'ner Chanukah potum p'nei reshus mitzvah, not reshus Beis Din, which means you know why Rabbi Yehuda tells you that in case of Chanukah you are potter and you don't have to pay, not because you did the right thing or the wrong thing mitzad the Iriyah laws, mitzad the secular law, because it's a mitzvah that's much more. When you do something b'reshus mitzvah, oh, you're potter, you're above the law. Yes, you're above the law. When we live in a frum country, Mashiach should come, and the laws of the Torah are the real laws, and people are allowed to light the Chanukah candles outside, and they don't have to be careful, other people have to be careful, and be aware, now it's Chanukah, when I load my pishtan, gomel, my camel flex, I have to be aware of what's going on. Therefore, in Reshus Mitzvah, we say he doesn't have to pay. But the case of Yehoshua, in the case of when I'm allowed to throw my dung, there's no mitzvah to throw my dung to the street. It's reshus of what? Of Beis Din. That's what I meant, the secular law. When it comes to Iriyah, hygiene laws, laws of hygiene, law and order, that we say, no, there's no connection between yes, no. There could be a case where I'm allowed to do it b'reshus Beis Din, but I would still have to pay. Lo yitzir, there would be some other secular reason for that Chenveni guy to stick out his light, his candle in the street, but it wouldn't be a mitzvah, then you know what Rabbi Yehuda would say, Shavarta Shilamta. You're okay to put your candle outside because of some technical reason, but excuse me, if the camel hit it, then you have to pay. And that's Rabbi Yehuda over here. Therefore, so far so good. Rabbi Yehuda and our Mishnah are still good friends. The Mishnah says you have to pay, and Rabbi Yehuda says it's allowed. No stira. Each one spoke about a different half. Rabbi Yehuda spoke about, okay, so nice, you're allowed to have your zevel outside. The Mishnah points out, that's all very nice, mister, all very nice, but you have to pay if anything happened. All very good. Yes, Jeffrey, yeah. I'm being very nice today, very non-North Korean. Yeah, I'm Tel Avivian today. We'll get there. Says Frag the Gemara. We are in the first white line. Right? The second white line. Toshma. Here we have trouble. Toshma. Kol elu shomu muton kalkel b'shus harabim. Yeah. All those that we said that they're allowed to be mekalkel b'shus harabim, they're allowed to not cause damage, they're allowed to, how do you say in English, the kalkel, to destroy, to create hazard, okay? All those who are legally okay to place hazards in shus harabim, such as a straw, which is slippery, you're okay to do it, but but if you did, shavarta shilamta. If you damaged, if damage was really caused, at the end of the day, you have to pay. The Rabbi Yehuda poiter, oh my gosh, that killed everything. We tried so hard to put Rabbi Yehuda into the mindset of shavarta shilamta. Rabbi Yehuda says outright no. Rabbi Yehuda says shavarta lo shilamta. In other words, patu. Rabbi Yehuda says if you did the allowed hazard, so to speak, the legal hazard, and something happened, you're patur. So you see, Rabbi Yehuda is mufursh against our Mishnah, right? Now Rabbi Yehuda is not with the Mishnah, almost black and white. The great moment has arrived. Where's Rebbitzin Parrot? Benvenisti. Amav Nachman Mesnishin Shlo B'Shas Volim. No Mistira B'Chlal. The Mishnah and Rabbi Yehuda go hand in hand. Why? The Mishnah spoke about the period when it's not accepted to throw the zevel in the street. Whenever that is. I don't live in those days, I don't have a time tunnel. But Lamaisa, there were periods in the year where it was not accepted, right? And Mimele, if it's not a tzos volim, the Mishnah says, could be like Rabbi Yehuda. It's illegal, and therefore you gotta pay. But had it been legal, you don't have to pay. Very good. The Mishnah can work also with the same old formula. When it's okay, you don't have to pay. When it's not okay, you have to pay. The Mishnah spoke about times when it's not accepted. Rabbi Yehuda spoke about times when it is accepted. No stira. All is very good. Different times of year. Or Rabbi Yehuda, and it could be Rabbi Yehuda's. Rav Ashi Omar, Rav Ashi gives another genius answer. Rav Ashi Omar, if you notice carefully, Tivna v'kasha etnan mishum de mishalki. If you notice, I thought that we would realize the Mishnah and Rabbi Yehuda don't talk about the same case. The Mishnah spoke about somebody who takes out water to the street, takes out teven v'kash, that is teven v'kash or straw and hay, in order to become zevel. They should decay slowly and become zevel. Rabbi Yehuda spoke about throwing the garbage to the zevel itself. What's the difference? Mishalki. What's shalki? Mishalki means a slippery. Mishak shalki appears many times in the Gemara. The verb in Aramaic, mishalki, is to slip. Slippery, which means the teven v'kash are really more hazardous. There was never permission to do them. You're bringing Yehushua. He gave us the land on condition that we can put this. Yehushua only spoke about zevel. Apparently zevel, which at the beginning is quite hardish, it's true. The big animals, it's good your point, the carnivorous animals, the herbivorous, their dung is harder. You can bump into it, it's not so pleasant, but it's not so slippery. Mimela, that is allowed by Yehushua, and Rabbi Yehuda brings it down, and all very nice, and everyone agrees to that. The Mishnah, which was stricter, is about kash v'tevel, which are slippery. At the beginning, the kash and tevels, fresh straw, you put a load of fresh straw on the ground, it can be very slippery. Looks very funny maybe in candid camera, but not in real life. And therefore what? Therefore no stira. The Mishnah and Rabbi Yehuda agree with each other. And chinami. What's legal is legal, what's not legal is not legal. We don't go now with shavarta shilamta. Elamai, the Mishnah spoke about straw, which is slippery and illegal. Rabbi Yehuda spoke about zvolim, which are legal, because they're not so dangerous, not such a big hazard. Yes?
I remember.
Starting today's official Amud Beis. Oh, what did we say in the Mishnah? It's a knas. If you were a bad boy and you placed your, your zevel in the street, let's assume the zevel is not okay, it's not the right time, or we said it's not zevel. Remember? Let's say you took your straw, which is more dangerous, you did the wrong thing. Therefore, because you did the wrong thing, whoever wants to take possession of it first, it's up for grabs, and you can't say anything because Chachamim gave you a knas. Amarav, as we said before, now we're going to see in the Gemara. bein begufon, bein beshavchon. Yeah, either the guf or the shevach, both the original principal value. Let's say my cash is worth 10 shekel, a meter, whatever, and now it became 50. Then Rav says everything belongs now to the new person. You get the knas, even the principal, you lose even that. Yeah, you lose the beginning, the original product too. Ziri Omer b'shavchon, avaloi begufon. Ziri argues on Rav, and he says only the shvach and not the guf. Ziri says only the shvach, only let's say the 40 shekels in our case, but not the original 10 shekels. So maybe you take out the whole thing, you take to yourself the whole thing, but 10 shekels you have to give him change. I assume that's how it's going to happen. What are they arguing about? Why did Rav say you're allowed to take everything, and Zeiri said only the gain, only the new profit? What's the machlokes? What's the source of it? Rav soval konsu gufan mishum shovchon. Of course, that the real knas should only be the shevach. You're trying to make money out of other people walking on it and endangering them, as one of you guys were saying. I think Baruch, you were saying, yeah, you're happy with them walking, so that you're even enjoying the potential hazard, yeah, the danger. So the shvach is a terrible thing, but we enlarge the knas, we become harsher on him, and we say you don't get anything, even the basic you lose. Yeah, one because of the other. Zir says no. Lo kon zu guf and mishum shavchon. No, the guf and the shvach, we still see them. We're being a bit more merciful, more lenient, and we say the guf alone and the shvach alone. The shvach, of course, you don't gain from. Don't gain on the expense, on the back of other people's danger. But the guf, the original value, you still maintain, you keep for yourself. Tanan. Now we quote our Mishnah. A person turned the galal b'shus rabim. What did I tell you? What's galal? Galal, it does not become better. Galal, which is mentioned in our Mishnah, is guf and it remains guf. Yeah, he put it in the street. I don't know why, because, I don't know, he wants to keep it for later, he doesn't care, whatever the story is, yeah? He still wants to maintain it, it still is. He placed the galal in the street. I know why. Because it stinks up his house, so his wife told him, darling, take the galal to the street. That's nice, the garbage in the street. So now somebody turned over the galal b'shus harabim, v'uzak ben acher, chayev ben izkoy. If another person turned it over with ownership, without ownership, the new person is chayev ben ezik. V'ilu, however, kol hakodim zocho, like Tani. It doesn't say about the galal that you actually zoiche, that the new person came and the new person took hold of it, then it belongs to him. It doesn't say the new people up for grabs, anybody can take it. You know why? Because galal has no shevach. Galal has no extra gain. Galal was worth, let's say 20, it remains 20. The galal is static. No inflation or deflation, is the same. So now, you know what? Now we have trouble, because it's only guf over here. Now it makes sense, because there's no shevach, but only guf, right? Mimela, there's nothing to gain. You know why? Because only the shevach is what we made the knas. That's good for Zeiri and bad for Rav. Let me explain again. I don't know if everybody understands. Let's explain again. Rav and Zeiri both agree that the extra gain, the extra money, I had raw straw which was worth 10 shekels. Oh, people trampled, people walked all over it. Baruch Hashem, he watches from his balcony. Benachas, from 10, it's 20, 30, 40, 50, it's decaying more and more, it's 50. Somebody else comes and grabs it. What's the story? Everyone agrees that the extra 40 belong to the new guy. Nachon? That's called shevach. What are the guf? What about the actual guf itself? Or let's say he didn't make any profit. Let's say it stayed 10 shekels. People didn't trample on it enough, yeah? So then, machloikas. Rav said, the guf also you give a knas. A person can take the actual guf also. And the Zeiri said, no. The guf, no. Only the shvach, but not the guf. Now the Gemara challenges Rav from the following story. What did we see at the end of the Mishnah? The galal is the epitome of something that stays the same all the time. Galal does not improve. It just doesn't happen. Galal remains the same. And by Galal we see what? That you cannot take it. Galal is not up for grabs. What do you see then? You see that the guf is not something you can take. So Rav is wrong. Looks like Rav is wrong. Rav said you can also take the guf itself. The Mishnah that talks about galal not being taken away, because galal has no shevach, only guf. Guf means original value, the principal value. You see against Rav. You see when something remains guf, then what? We say nobody can take it. That sounds against Rav. That says you can take the guf itself. That's against Rav. Answers the Gemara, no worries. Rav comes out very nicely out of the problem. Tana l'reisha v'udin l'seifa, no question. Because the Reisha already told me regarding the straw that's improving, we saw that people can take it and it's up for grabs. So too, that applies to the Seifa. The Mishnah doesn't have to repeat the same words again and again and again. The Mishnah is not me. The Mishnah doesn't say extra words. The Mishnah tells you once. It tells you everybody can take anything up for grabs. So too the galal or any other garbage, no difference. Okay, Frag the Gemara trouble. Here comes a bit of more of an intricate problem. The Tanya law, it says in the Braisa, Asur mishum gezel. It says no, you're not allowed to take it because of gezel. We understood at this stage, you're not allowed to take it because it's gezela. What does that apply to? I assume to galal. You want to tell me, no, everyone can take everything. Galal, with profit, no profit, you can always take it, like Rav. You can take everything. Alright, but the Brisa says it's also to take it because of Gezel. I assume what? It's talking about Galal. The cash that becomes better, of course, what? That the cash that is improvement, the Shevach, of course you can take. Must be, when it says it's also to take because of Gezel, a contradictory statement must be it's the Galal, or anything which is just the actual goof. So Rav is very good. Is it? No, it's not good. We see that you can't take it because of Galal. It's Gezel. Mashma not like Rav. Rav says you can take everything. How do you, Rav, understand Gezel? You said everything is okay to take. No Gezel. Answers the Gemara. No, Baruch Hashem, that's a good answer. Kiktani asurim shum Gezel. Akulam es nisin. The Gezel applies to the entire Mishnah. How come? Le'oisa shekodem v'zocho. The person who grabbed it, that person, he cannot take it away from him. Get it? Now that it's also, let's say the three people. Reuven threw the zevel, okay? Reuven threw the zevel. Shimon took the zevel, he is allowed to take everything, like Rav. The principal value, everything else that it gained, the extra decomposing, everything can be taken, that's Rav. Not only that, now that Shimon took it off the street with his nice white gloves, then Levi cannot be goizel it from Shimon. Levi cannot take it from Shimon. It's asserting the status of Shimon that is allowed to take it, nobody can take it from him. So Rav is very good. Enechnami, everything can be taken, guf and shevach, and nobody is allowed to take it from the one who took it. So Rav is fine. I mean, not dafka Rav, you can also learn like Zera, but Rav is absolutely fine. Frag the Gemara, it says not like that. I'm sorry. Here's another Braisa, or actually it's a Mishnah, it says here on the side. It says otherwise, the Tanya. The one who takes the Tevin V'kash, not Galal. Tevin V'kash is what? One that's up for improvement. Tevin V'kash is like work in progress. The more the trampoline, the better. Okay. If somebody else walks on it and falls, boom, bumps his head, or like you said, the clothes, the straw owner is chayiv. Whoever took it, it's up for grabs. Whoever took it and owns it. Knas. Umutar mishum gezel. Umutar mishum gezel. Ay. Mutar. You're allowed to take it because of zevel. Because gezel, I'm sorry. Mutar gezel wise. V'oifech es gol shus rabim. V'uzak ben acher chayev. V'osur mishum gezel. Oy va'avoy. Rav is in trouble deep. Outright it says, the one who takes the galal, osur mishum gezel. You're not allowed to take the galal. Mefurash, black on white. It seems like Rav needs a kriyas yamsuf. Why? Again, let's summarize. What did Rav say? Rav said you're allowed to take the extra and also the basics. By galal, there are only basics, and yet you see also because of gezel. You, Rav, should say that galal should be allowed to be taken out, to be up for grabs, because galal is gezel. Remember, gezel galal. Yeah, you're saying it's gezel. Why is it gezel? Rav said you can take the basic also, the principle. So according to Rav, it should be okay to take it. Omar of Nachman Bar Yitzchak, a beautiful answer. By the way, Baruch Hashem, that was the answer I had all the way from the beginning. Now the Gemara says, Galal Karomis. You're asking from the straw to the Galal. These are two different worlds. Davar sheyesh bo shvach, the straw that can and does improve. Yeah, the straw has keren, principle, and it grows and grows. I'll give you a funny example. When you put money into your regular bank account, into the running account, does it grow more and more? Halavai. You put it in investments in the stock exchange, hopefully it grows when the roller coaster goes up, right? So Galal is like your running account. Nothing grows there. The straw is like investing it with Zoom. A straw is like a good investment. It improves, goes up and up and up and up. So how can you compare the two? You know when Rav said that we can't send everything and we say everything can be taken from the guy? A straw, the kash v'teven, because the goof itself improves. On the cheshbon of others, they can't send everything. You have this item which is slowly improving, and you're improving on the expense of others. People may fall. Grab everything, both the straw and the improved straw, and you will not get your change of 10 shekels. Your neighbor Shimon will take the entire stack of straw worth 50 and won't give you the change, because it's the same item that's improving and growing. Everything should be taken. You're asking from Galal. The Galal never improves. Mimela, something that's principle and remains such, it's basic and remains basic for the rest of its life. On that there was no knas, because you're not improving in the cheshbon of others. When it's the principle, the goof, the body, and remains body, nothing better will happen from it, with it, then we say there is no knas. And then we say that nobody can take it, and it's gezel if you take it. And that's very good with Rav, and that's a beautiful answer. And we have to finish today, even though we didn't finish Amud. Thank you very much. Questions and comments are very welcome. Right now, shkoyach. No? Peanut Gallery. Have a good day. Bye.